You know, it's frustrating when you're genuinely trying to connect with someone, and it feels like your efforts just disappear into thin air. You think you're being polite, thoughtful even, but sometimes what feels right to you is actually subtly pushing her away, especially when it comes to texting. For men 50 and above, there are often these tiny, almost invisible blunders that can completely kill attraction before it even has a chance to bloom. Have you ever sent a text, felt good about it, and then crickets? Or worse, gotten a lukewarm, one-word reply? It can be baffling, right? Today we're diving deep into 3 subtle texting mistakes that older men often make, mistakes that can inadvertently push women away. And trust me, these aren't about grand gestures or big errors. They're the quiet, insidious habits that erode connection over time. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look out for and how to fix them, so your texts can become tools of attraction, not alienation. Ready to transform your texting game and ensure your messages land exactly as you intend them to? Let's get into it. First up, the biggest culprit: over-explaining and excessive detail. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. But Mira, I'm just trying to be thorough. I want to give her all the information. And that's a noble intention. But here's the thing about texting, especially in the early stages of getting to know someone. It's not meant for war and peace. Imagine you're trying to suggest a dinner date. Instead of a simple, "Hey, I was thinking about that new Italian place. How about Friday?" you send, "Hi there. I was just looking at the calendar and noticed that Friday evening looks clear for me. I recall you mentioned enjoying Italian food a while back, and there's a new restaurant, Bella Napoli, that opened down on Main Street, which has some excellent reviews for their pasta dishes, specifically the carbonara, and they also have a nice wine list. My schedule is flexible, so if Friday doesn't work, perhaps Saturday? I'm available anytime after 6 p.m., or earlier if you prefer. Let me know your thoughts." Whew! Can you feel the mental exhaustion just reading that? While your intention is to be helpful and accommodating, what often comes across is a lack of confidence and a sense of desperation to control every single detail. It sucks the spontaneity and fun right out of the interaction. Women often find this overwhelming and, frankly, a little bit boring. Texting should be like a light, playful volley, not a detailed business proposal. You want to pique her interest, not present her with an entire itinerary before the first yes. Think of it like this. A text is a teaser, a little breadcrumb leading to a bigger, more engaging conversation. When you over-explain, you leave no room for her curiosity to bloom, no space for her to ask questions, and no opportunity for her to contribute to the planning. It shuts down the natural back and forth that builds connection. Still with me on this? If you've ever been guilty of an overly detailed text, type "guilty" in the comments. We're all learning here. The fix? Keep it concise and leave room for mystery and engagement. Suggest a time or a place, and then let her respond. How about dinner at that new Italian place on Friday? Simple, direct, confident. It opens the door for her to say, "Sounds great. What time?" Or, "Friday's tricky, but Saturday works." See how that creates a dynamic exchange? It shows you value her input and that you're not trying to dictate the entire interaction. All right, moving on to mistake number 2, and this one is a classic, the "how was your day" trap. Now, before you jump down my throat, I know, it sounds polite, considerate, even sweet. And in some contexts, with someone you're deeply familiar with, it absolutely is. But in the early stages of texting, especially for men 50 and above who are looking to spark attraction, "How was your day?" often falls flat. Why? Because it's a conversation killer. Think about it from her perspective. What's the most common answer to "How was your day?" 9 times out of 10, it's "good, thanks," or "busy." And then what? The conversation dies. You're left scrambling for another generic question. Or worse, she feels the pressure to come up with something interesting to say, which she might not have the energy for. It puts the entire burden of conversational heavy lifting on her. It's low effort, low value, and doesn't really tell her anything about you. It lacks personality and intrigue. Are you seeing how these subtle mistakes can really add up? Instead of these open-ended, generic questions that invite one-word answers, you want to send texts that spark curiosity and invite specific, engaging responses. Let me give you an example. Instead of, "How was your day?" try something like, "Just saw a really interesting documentary about topic you both discussed. It made me think of you. What's the most surprising thing you've learned recently?" Or, if you know she loves gardening, "Saw some stunning hydrangeas today. Reminded me of your passion for gardening. Any new blooms to report?" These types of texts show you're paying attention, that you remember details about her, and that you have a personality beyond just polite inquiries. They provide a specific hook that she can grab onto. It makes her feel seen and heard, and it gives her an easy, interesting way to respond. It's about creating a connection point, not just asking a perfunctory question. Have you ever received a text that made you genuinely smile and want to respond immediately? That's the kind of feeling we're aiming for. Type, "Got it," if this is resonating with you. And finally, the third subtle texting mistake that older men must avoid: treating texting like email. This goes hand in hand with over-explaining, but it's a distinct enough issue to warrant its own discussion. When I say treating texting like email, I mean sending long, paragraph-heavy messages, often with multiple topics in one text, using formal language, or even signing off with "regards" or "sincerely." This is particularly common among men 50 and above who grew up in a different communication era, where written correspondence often demanded a certain level of formality and detail. But texting operates on a different wavelength. It's meant to be quick, informal, and conversational. It's a casual chat, not a formal letter. When you send a huge block of text, it can feel daunting to read, especially on a small phone screen. It lacks the playful, back-and-forth rhythm that makes texting enjoyable. It conveys a seriousness that might be appropriate for a business proposal, but not for building romantic attraction. It can make you seem stiff, unapproachable, and out of touch with modern communication styles. Are you finding yourself nodding along to any of these? The goal with texting is to create a sense of lightheartedness and ease. Think of it as a series of quick, engaging exchanges, not a monologue. Break up your thoughts into shorter messages. Use emojis appropriately to convey tone and emotion. A little wink or a smiling face can go a long way in adding personality and warmth. Don't be afraid to keep it breezy. For instance, instead of one long text detailing all your weekend plans and then asking about hers, try, "What are you up to this weekend?" Pause. "I'm thinking of checking out that new art exhibit." This breaks it up, makes it digestible, and keeps the conversation flowing. Remember, she's likely getting dozens, if not hundreds, of texts a day. You want yours to stand out for its ease of reading, its engaging nature, and its genuine personality. Not because it looks like a mini novel. This isn't about being lazy. It's about being effective and appealing in the medium. Type "less is more" in the comments if you're ready to embrace the art of the concise, charming text. So, to recap these 3 subtle yet powerful texting mistakes that push women away, especially for men 50 plus. First, avoid over-explaining and excessive detail. Keep it concise and leave room for curiosity. Second, ditch the generic "how was your day?" and instead send texts that spark specific, engaging responses. And third, stop treating texting like email. Embrace shorter, lighter messages that fit the conversational nature of the medium. Mastering these subtle shifts in your texting style isn't about being manipulative or playing games. It's about communicating more effectively, in a way that truly connects with women and allows your genuine charm and confidence to shine through. Imagine the feeling of sending a text and getting an enthusiastic, genuine response almost immediately, sparking a delightful conversation that leaves both of you smiling. That's the power of intentional, attractive texting. By avoiding these common pitfalls, you're not just sending texts, you're building bridges, creating anticipation and making a lasting positive impression. It's about showing up as your best, most engaging self, even in a simple text message. You deserve to connect with amazing women, and by honing these skills, you're setting yourself up for success. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And for more insights on building confident connections and navigating the dating world with grace, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see your texting game flourish. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you do not miss any of our upcoming content.